top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts Bringing Value Home. Call in the FBI, not just the local police. GHK LALL welcomes gold smuggling investigation. AFC member DEVIN SEARS and BERBICE farmer in police custody for ganja possession. Alexander fires back at comments made by GECOM's chair, says if, quote, we are not commissioners at this time, then she too shall fall in that category, end quote. University of Guyana Women in Law Association hosts Pinktober Awareness Walk. And in sport, the 2025 Republic Bank's Under-18 Schools Football League kicks off. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm ALETHEA Grant with the Tuesday, 21st October 2025 edition of the HGP Nightly News. We'll tell you this evening that the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, should also be called in to assist in any probe into a local gold smuggling network. A former chair of the Guyana Gold Board says involving the FBI would put the current regime under serious scrutiny. Travis Chase opens tonight's broadcast.
General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party Civic and the country's sitting Vice President Barra Jagdeo told a media conference last week that he had instructed the Guyana Police Force to conduct a far-reaching investigation into alleged gold smuggling and to determine who may have colluded with the Mohammed's family to illegally move gold out of Guyana. But former chairman of the Guyana Gold Board, GHK LALL, has thrown out a challenge to both Mr. Jagdeo and the Guyana Police Force.
But I will not stop at the Guyana Police Force. I would also encourage the government for us to have the best in a thorough and credible investigation by inviting the FBI of America to participate in that investigation.
During his press conference last Thursday, Mr. Jagdeo said the police should also question LALL. In response, LALL says he is ready and willing to face any investigation.
I absolutely agree with a full-fledged, thorough investigation of what went on with this gold smuggling business and all the related charges. I absolutely welcome an investigation of oneself.
LALL, who is also a newspaper columnist and outspoken critic of the government, believes Mr. Jagdeo may be opening a can of worms that could draw the PPPC administration into the spotlight.
This is more than a test of myself. This is a trial of democracy in Guyana. It's a trial of the Guyana Police Force and what kind of police force it will be in this investigation. A professional one or a political one?
So far, no government official has been charged or arrested in Guyana. However, the United States government has accused the Mohammed's enterprise of paying bribes to corrupt Guyanese officials to secure contracts and to allegedly facilitate gold smuggling.
Gold smuggling, was it? It just started as soon as I went there in 2017. It didn't, because if you remember well, there was the Curacao gold matter in 2012. I wasn't even fully here yet in this country.
According to a U.S. indictment, the Mohammed's family is accused of evading more than $50 million in taxes. They have already been sanctioned by the United States Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC. The United States could request their extradition to face trial. If convicted, they could face lengthy prison sentences, heavy fines, and assets forfeiture. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
And still on the drug trade, member of the Alliance for Change, DEVIN SEARS, and a passenger, a 69-year-old farmer, Albert Sandy, are currently in police custody after more than 3 kilograms of cannabis were discovered after they were stopped at a mobile patrol in Linden. Antonia Day has that report.
DEVIN SEARS, a 39-year-old educator and former member of parliament for the Alliance for Change, and 69-year-old farmer Albert Sandy of Tacoma Waterfront Upper BERBICE River are in police custody after 310.7 kilograms of suspected cannabis was discovered when a police patrol stopped a vehicle that was at the time being driven by SEARS. According to the police, when the mobile patrol stopped the vehicle in the vicinity of the old Bamia police checkpoint in Linden, SEARS appeared nervous and claimed he was transporting tourism plants. Police, however, discovered 22 bulky plastic bags and 4 large brown canvas bags inside the vehicle, containing leaves, seeds, and stems suspected to be cannabis. The farmer Sandy admitted ownership of the narcotics and stated that he had paid SEARS for transportation services to Purica. Both men were arrested and escorted to the Mackenzie police station, along with the suspected cannabis, which was weighed in their presence and amounted to 310.71 kilograms. Both suspects were placed in custody pending charges. Meanwhile, the Alliance for Change has officially responded to the recent arrest, highlighting the fundamental principle of presumption of innocence that underlines the justice system. The AFC has called for a thorough and impartial investigation, stressing the importance of due process in such matters. The AFC reaffirmed its unwavering commitment to upholding the rule of law, emphasizing that all individuals should be treated fairly until proven guilty. While expressing support for SEARS, the party simultaneously urged the public to refrain from any speculation or assumptions that could potentially undermine the integrity of the ongoing investigation. The political party pointedly noted a key detail from the police report, which pointed out that the occupant in the vehicle has taken ownership of the suspected marijuana even as SEARS remains in police custody. While SEARS is still an active member of the AFC, the party emphasized that everyone is legally entitled to the presumption of innocence until proven guilty in a court of law. The statement stressed the AFC's unwavering commitment to the rule of law, expressing full trust that authorities will conduct a fair, transparent, and impartial investigation into the matter. Antonia Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Opposition-nominated Commissioner on the Guyana Elections Commission, Vincent Alexander, believes the chair of the elections governing body has made erroneous statements to the press as it relates to the body's current composition. Marvin Cato reports.
Well, two things. This is a matter of interpretation of the law. And secondly, she was not in any room crafting any law because she refers to Shahabadin.
That was opposition-nominated Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM's Commissioner Vincent Alexander, laying it bare as he pushes back at comments made by the GECOM chair, retired Justice Claudette Singh. Alexander is of the view that the chair is incorrect in her interpretation of the law and alluded to the fact that the chair may have confused which room she was in when the law was crafted in relation to the appointment of commissioners.
While this law was first brought into being in 1992, it was not a normative act.
Alexander's contention is that only in the Constitution of 2001 that the law as it relates to the appointment of GECOM commissioners became a normative act, and in his retort, the chair was nowhere around when that occurred.
In a sense, she is saying that we are no longer commissioners because the configuration of the parliament has changed, and that we should be appointed, be nominated by the leaders of the opposition.
Alexander believes that the issues raised by the present opposition commissioners arose long before the contention of a new opposition leader and a new configuration in parliament. He is of the view that under the law, the chair was required to make a public declaration of the results, which she failed to undertake. There was no public declaration, and she should be challenged, Alexander contends. He is also adamant that under the law, she is required to submit a report to the Commission on the regional and general elections.
She only presented the report on the general election. She did not present one of the regional elections.
Alexander believes by failure to perform her constitutional duty, it can be classified as a dereliction of duty. When pressed on the issue of resignation or removal from his position, Alexander clarified that he has no issues with those questions. However, he hopes that the court has the final say on the issue to put any judicial doubts to rest.
So she is saying we are not commissioners at this time, and the commissioners not properly constituted, then she too should fall into that category, and therefore should not be carrying out any function.
Alexander also pointed to the fact that when the new opposition leader is appointed, he will be guided by a judicial decision or a change in the constitution. However, he did not rule out being asked by the new opposition leader to serve. He has no issues with that since he believes he has a duty to country above all else. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
We have more news for you after this break. Stay with us.
Make home yours every day with Courts. Everything you want. Make home yours anytime with Courts. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, ooh, oh, oh. Get value for your money. Ooh, oh, oh. Courts have the best quality. Home is what you make it. Best prices and good credit. Oh, Courts have it all. Home is what you make it. Top brands, you're sure to get it all. Courts have it all.
Courts has what you need to make home yours. You can get it all with easy payment plans using Courts Ready Finance. Courts, make home yours.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Right of way. Like you're saying, let the sunshine stretch your legs. Sunshine? Look, forget I ask. You know you're not supposed to be on the right of way, Granny. But I ain't digging, building, burning, or planting. No horse in the wrong, no horse riding, or nothing for doing horses. But sunshine? But you and sunshine get out of the right of way. Sunshine will be glad. Good.
With the HGP Nightly News. On the education front, the Ministry of Education has stepped in at the 11th hour to try to salvage an already escalating situation at the new Camberville Secondary School. You'll hear more from Travis Chase.
2 male students of the new Camberville Secondary School allegedly used AI tools to create pornographic videos of a female teacher because she had disciplined them with suspension. The video, which was shared on various social media platforms, quickly made its rounds among students of the school. Despite the teacher's complaint to the relevant authorities, the students still remain at the school, taunting the teacher about the AI videos. In fact, Nightly News understands the students allegedly went at the home of the teacher on Sunday and threw squibs. President of the Guyana Teachers Union, Coretta MacDonald, said while the actions of the students are reprehensible, the Education Ministry should act in the best interest of the teacher.
And so at this point, I want to say to the Minister of Education, You came here and you made several recommendations. Only one you would have acted on. We're asking that you do what you're supposed to do.
Nightly News was told that in support of their colleague, the teachers of the new Camberville Secondary School planned a sit-out on Tuesday. After the Education Ministry got word of the sit-out, they then intervened.
The children sometimes feel emboldened when they visit the welfare and the welfare doesn't act effectively. The children return to school with a lot of spums.
MacDonald said the Ghana Teachers Union under her presidency will be pressing for structural changes to the school system for students who constantly and deliberately break school rules.
Our teachers are prepared to work, but they cannot work when they're uncomfortable. They can't work when their morale is being thrown out of the window. They can't work. And so, Madam Minister, it's time for you to do what you're supposed to do.
Repeated calls to the Education Ministry went unanswered. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
In a partnership with the United Nations, Guyana is preparing for the 30th Conference of the Parties of the UN Climate Change Convention, COP30, which will be held from November 10 to 21 in Brazil. COP30 will focus on bridging action, finance, and inclusion. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
On Tuesday, the United Nations in Guyana, in collaboration with the government of Guyana through the Ministry of Natural Resources, hosted a national forum under the theme Guyana's Climate Leadership and Journey to the 30th Conference of the Parties, Bridging Action, Finance, and Inclusion. The event served as part of the country's preparations for COP30, which is being viewed globally as a turning point for climate action. UN Resident Coordinator Jean Kamau described COP30 as a defining moment for global climate action, stressing that Guyana has a vital leadership role to play in bridging ambition and implementation.
COP30 must be a turning point where countries bridge the gap between climate ambition and action, between global pledges and local reality, and between promises made and promises kept.
Kamau noted that Guyana's commitment to climate finance, forest protection, and inclusion makes it a leading example of sustainable development. Paulo Valiença, counselor at the Embassy of Brazil, said COP30 represents a shift from decades of negotiations to meaningful on-the-ground action.
We are crossing the bridge from what we should do to what we will do.
Pradeep Bolanot, Senior Director of Climate and RED Plus at the Ministry of Natural Resources, has said Guyana's preparation for COP30 reflect its long-standing leadership through the Low Carbon Development Strategy 2030, LCDS.
Through LCDS 2030, Guyana has moved from ideas to implementation, translating the global discourse on climate finance into real results.
Bolanot emphasized Guyana's ongoing advocacy for integrity in carbon markets, recognition of nature-based solutions, and fair valuations of ecosystem services, while strengthening transparency and reporting mechanisms.
We will also continue to strengthen transparency and reporting, aligning biennial transparency reporting to results-based finance mechanism.
The 30th Conference of the Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, COP30, will be held from November 10 to 21, 2025 in Brazil, with a Leaders Summit scheduled for November 6 to 7, 2025. This year's theme focuses on turning climate pledges into measurable results with key emphasis on financing, inclusion, and implementation. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Following the launch of the World Trade Center in Georgetown, a senior minister with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashni Singh, has urged local and international partners to invest and expand amid Guyana's rapid emergence as a global trade player. Antonio Day was there and filed this report.
Underlying the upward trajectory of Ghana's economy, Senior Minister with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashni Singh, urged local and international stakeholders to invest in the country since it presents an array of opportunities in many sectors. Dr. Singh was speaking on behalf of President Irfan Ali at the official launch ceremony of the World Trade Center Georgetown on Tuesday.
President Ali's vision is that if you are a producer of goods and services in Guyana, you must seamlessly be able to trade with Suriname, with Brazil, and through those geographic neighbors of ours, onwards with other countries in South America, and indeed in the Caribbean.
Singh said Guyana's record-breaking trajectory serves as a clear indication for more supply in the regional and global markets. Along that line, Dr. Singh noted the importance of a globally competitive non-oil economy.
We see a globally competitive non-oil economy as being at the core, lying at the core of a diversified economy, and therefore lying at the core of a more resilient economy. The establishment of the World Trade Center Georgetown is a most timely development.
The country's growth, coupled with international interests, has made demands for products in all sectors more competitive, raising the need for higher production levels. The World Trade Center Georgetown will host a week of strategic business engagements, industry workshops, and networking sessions designed to connect Guyanese enterprises to over 300 World Trade Centers worldwide. Executive Chairman Kumal Samaru said that the initiative forms part of Guyana's broader drive to build a competitive and sustainable economy anchored in international collaboration. He said the World Trade Center is also pushing to aid local businesses to attain their goals by making available that competitive edge.
Once the global system has failed us or is failing us, then the need for greater bilateral relations. Businesses need to chart their own course in building their markets, a process that requires knowledge, information, and partners.
He emphasized that the World Trade Center, Guyana's mission, extends beyond infrastructure, describing it as a hub for education, networking, and innovation.
That will be the focus of the World Trade Center of Georgetown as we try to help Guyanese businesses to build their markets, grow their business, particularly at this time as the Guyanese economy is experiencing explosive growth.
Antonio De reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
We have more news for you after this break. Stay with us.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Make home yours every day with Courts. Everything you want. Make home yours anytime with Courts. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Get value for your money. Oh, oh, oh. Courts have the best quality. Home is what you make it. Best prices and good credit. Oh, Courts have it all. Home is what you make it. Top brands, you're sure to get it all. Courts have it all.
Courts has what you need to make home yours. You can get it all with easy payment plans using Courts Ready Finance. Courts, make home yours.
Granny, what are you doing on the right of way? Like you're saying let the sunshine stretch your legs. Sunshine? Look, forget I ask. You know you're not supposed to be on the right of way, Granny. But I ain't digging, building, burning, or planting. No horsing wrong, no horse riding, or nothing for doing horses. But Sunshine? But you and Sunshine get off the right of way. Sunshine, will be glad. Good.
Guyana's oil and gas sector is ensuring safety standards remain top priority. Modern technology such as thermal imaging systems, real-time monitoring, and reporting of environmental discharges of FPSOs has been implemented to reduce risks. Hands-on training in health and safety is intensifying, strengthening environmental sustainability both onshore and offshore. Since oil production started offshore, long-term investments have opened doors for Guyanese, shaping the industry and local economy for generations to come.
As we continue with the news, Travis Chase will now update us on that police investigation into the murder of a West Rheinveld woman.
Police have arrested 2 men in connection with the fatal shooting of 24-year-old Fainel Brewster at her West Rheinveld home on Sunday. In custody are 25-year-old Shaquille Wilberg and 25-year-old Akandi Ross, who were found hiding at a house in East Le Penitence. A 25-year-old female who was in the house at the time and who is believed to be the girlfriend of one of the suspects was also taken into police custody. Investigators also recovered the motorcycle allegedly used by the gunmen and 50 9mm live rounds. According to sources familiar with the investigation, the suspects were identified through the government's smart city surveillance cameras. Donica Craig, the sister of Brewster, told Nightly News that she was inside the house when her husband informed her that Brewster had been shot. Reports indicate that on Sunday night, Brewster's 31-year-old brother, a businessman, had just returned home on his black XR motorcycle when he was confronted by 2 armed men who attempted to rob him of his motorcycle and gold chains. A struggle ensued, during which one of the gunmen opened fire. Brewster, who was standing nearby, was struck.
My sister said she was right wrong by the gate and she had a, "Hey, what do you?" She pushed open the gate by fire the shot. Me brother dog. Like one it bullet gray she said, me and sister said she run past, duck and run and the next I say, shoot she again.
Brewster was rushed to the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation where she was pronounced dead on arrival. The suspects fled the scene on a black XR motorcycle without taking any property. Wilberg and Ross, though, are no strangers to law enforcement. In 2018, Wilberg was sentenced to 4 years in prison after pleading guilty to an armed robbery involving $3.3 million stolen from a businessman near the National Insurance Scheme on Brickdam. In 2020, Akandi Ross was charged with robbery under arms in connection with an attack on a Tushin East Bank Essequibo restaurant. Wilberg and Ross are being processed for court. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Day 32 of the high-profile election fraud trial continued on Tuesday before Acting Chief Magistrate Faith McGusty at the Georgetown Magistrates Court. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
The election fraud trial against several former GECOM officials and political operatives resumed Tuesday as the prosecution continued to present evidence in the 19 charges related to alleged efforts to alter the results of the 2020 general and regional elections. The prosecution has so far signaled plans to call about 73 witnesses. At the start of the hearing, Magistrate Faith McGusty informed the court that defense attorney U.C. Anderson was out of the jurisdiction for the week. Attorney Nigel Hughes, who was unwell, joined virtually and requested that a colleague hold for him, while attorneys Dexter Todd and Darren Wade were absent. Wade later experienced issues connecting via Zoom. During the day's proceedings, Police Corporal and videographer Martin Douglas testified that he recorded an interview in 2020 with defendant Dennis Bob Cummins at a major crime unit. However, the footage was not played after Bob Cummins objected to its admissibility, citing our lawyer's absence at the time. Dr. Daniel Josh Kanai, newly appointed Deputy Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Local Government, was cross-examined by Defense Attorney Ronald Daniels regarding letters exchanged between former Chief Election Officer Keith Lowenfield and GECOM Chair Justice retired Claudette Singh. Later in the afternoon, GECOM's Human Resources Officer Marcia Crawford took to the witness box to be cross-examined. With most defense lawyers absent, the magistrate invited the defendants to question her directly, but they all declined. The matter is expected to continue on Wednesday, with 3 additional police witnesses set to take the stand. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Guyana's commitment to building a world-class skilled workforce has taken another major step forward. Jada June reports.
Trident BMC, in partnership with Machine Tech Guyana, Friday last launched a new welding and pipe fitting workforce development program. The initiative was officially unveiled at a recent open house event hosted at Machine Tech Providence warehouse. According to Managing Director Machine Tech Carl Hemsbrook, said that the program is designed to equip Guyanese with advanced technical skills to meet the growing demands of the country's oil and gas industry.
This step represents growth, capability, and confidence in the future of our industry.
The company currently employs 30 Guyanese with plans to expand training in advancing welding techniques, including duplex and stainless steel work, critical for oil and gas operations. He also assured that the initiative directly supports the government's local content policy, which prioritizes Guyanese workers in the oil, gas, and manufacturing sectors.
We're honestly just thrilled to have this partnership together. We're at a point now where we've been developing this for years, trying to put together a team that...
Meanwhile, Minister of Public Service Zulfikar Ali attended the launch and applauded both companies for aligning their training efforts with the government's national workforce development agenda. Minister Ali reaffirmed that the administration's commitment to ensuring Guyanese are not just spectators in the nation's economic growth, but full participants and beneficiaries. He emphasized that the government will continue to support partnerships that open doors for young people and those in rural communities. Aaron Iggs, the company's sales and business manager, noted that such programs are part of a wider vision of President Dr. Irfan Ali's administration to invest in human capital through education, training, and technical development.
We're excited to be a part of this, and I think it's going to be a great partnership. And we're going to bring jobs to local Guyanese and help learn new skills and, prepare the future generations.
As Guyana's economy continues its rapid expansion, the Trident BMC and Machine Tech partnership represents another step towards ensuring that national prosperity remains people-centered and inclusive. Jada June reported for HGP Nightly News.
The University of Guyana's Women in Law Association recently organized an informative event for breast cancer awareness, as October is recognized as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Here again is Jada June.
The University of Guyana Women in Law Association, in collaboration with the Institute of Gender Studies, hosted a vibrant Pinktober awareness event and campus walk on Saturday, October 18th at Turkine campus. The event aimed to raise awareness about breast cancer and promote early detection, while also highlighting issues of gender justice and self-care.
Pinktober is not just a month on the calendar. It is a moment of awareness, compassion, and strength. It's a time when we unite to honor the warriors who have battled breast cancer.
Guest speaker Christine Samaroon from the Institute of Gender Studies and founder of the Breadfruit Collection delivered an inspiring message on the power of activism, community, and compassion. She shared her personal journey as an advocate and encouraged students to support each other while caring for their one's own well-being.
We like to say that activism is the price we pay for living on this earth. If we're enjoying the justice and the liberty that we have, it means that somebody advocated at some point for that right.
The highlights of the day were an awareness video, Pinktober walk, around the university campus, where students, staff, and supporters were adorned in pink, march in solidarity with breast cancer survivors and those currently fighting the disease. Participants carried motivational cards and chanted messages of strength and hope, turning the campus into a sea of unity and empowerment.
At some point in your advocacy journey, you may feel as if you have done nothing and your back is against the wall.
Your dedication, commitment, and hard work will not go unnoticed.
As activists, we are an advocate 24/7, 12 months a year, right? And so I hope that these little notes can be an inspiration.
The event closed with words of gratitude from the Women in Law Association, reaffirming their commitment to advocacy, awareness, both within and beyond the university community. Jada June reported for HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Live the island dream. It's your chance to be one of over 100 winners in the Island Dream promotion. Win your share of more than $1 million in cash and prizes. Plus 2 all-inclusive weekend staycations for 2. And that's not all. Score coolers packed with Buster, Turbo, Altitude, and Viva. Just buy any can or bottle of Turbo, Buster, Altitude, or Viva. Find the code starting with BB. Then visit at Buster Guyana or Turbo_Caribbean on IG or Facebook for details. Live the island dream, get money. Live the island dream.
Visit Gaffur's Tiles and Sanitary Ware Department for stunning designs and the best in wall and floor tiles for your kitchen, bathroom, outdoor, steps, living room, and more. The Tile Department also provides products to clean, polish, and protect your tiles. Tile trims to give your tile area a complete look. Tint sets for both porcelain and ceramic tiles, along with a variety of grout colors. Not forgetting tile paste to lay tiles on wood and concrete surfaces. Our line of products combine the ideal blend of style and innovation and meet the needs of every customer. We stock a vast variety of kitchen sinks, basins and faucets, toilets in a variety of colors and designs, along with every accessory to accentuate. Stylish double-mirrored bathroom cabinets, clear and frosted bathroom doors and enclosures. Remember, for superior customer services, superior quality, and competitive prices, it's Gaffur's, the name you can trust.
So yeah, I was watching the game last night.
Oh gosh, is these Valerie people again?
Hello everyone.
Hello.
I'm with the Ministry of Health, here to distribute our annual Fileria tablets.
So wait, because every year y'all share these tablets?
Why so often?
That's a very good question. Fileria is spread in mosquitoes, and the worm could live inside you for many years. Taking the tablet once is not enough to stop them. That's why the program provides them every year to break the cycle of transmission.
So how come people still get Bigfoot and Goody after taking this pill? Yeah.
The Bigfoot and the Goody is not caused by the tablets. It's the disease itself. See, filaria, it actually damages the lymphatic system over time, which causes scrotal swelling and Bigfoot. The pills actually prevent that by stopping the worms before they cause permanent damage.
Oh. So it's really about all of us?
Not just one person?
Exactly. By each person taking their dose, we move closer to eliminating filaria from Guyana.
Alright, well, we'll take ours today.
Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do. We'll take ours.
Remember, everyone in your household needs to take the tablet too. That's how we protect families and our whole community.
We are talking about filaria gonna get knocked out. GKO.
Good evening and welcome to Tuesday's edition of the Regional News. I'm Antonio Day. We begin with news in the Caribbean. The United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs is warning of a resurgence of cholera as reports on the impact of ongoing gang warfare in Haiti continues. OCHA said the resurgence had been occurring over the past month, and health authorities have reported new cases following 11 weeks with no cases showing up. It said that Haiti's Ministry of Health, with support from the UN-backed Pan-American Health Organization and humanitarian partners, has stepped up disinfection campaigns, community awareness activities, and the distribution of chlorine, safe water and hygiene kits in areas that are most impacted. Turning attention to news in Trinidad and Tobago, the Energy Chamber of Trinidad and Tobago is maintaining that while cross-border gas creates an exciting value proposition in the short term, a better fiscal environment must be created for improving future domestic production. The Energy Chamber said that future investments are critically needed, noting that production is still falling and growth of production is unlikely to materialize in the short term, so the impetus must be to stabilize domestic production. It said that the challenge in Trinidad and Tobago is that the country is a mature oil and gas producer and does not offer attractive propositions when it comes to investment. The Chamber acknowledges that the energy sector is a major contributor to the government's taxation revenue stream and that over time, the sector's contribution as a percentage of the total has been falling due to declining production and volatility in the international pricing. Nevertheless, it stated that the industry is most taxed in the community and upstream businesses' operations generate more than 30 different taxes, levies, and fees. Additionally, it noted that producers of crude oil had traditionally paid royalties, but that has changed in 2017 when producers of natural gas were also subject to royalties. The Energy Chamber said that these taxes, along with other tax challenges like VAT refunds owed to major oil and gas producers, create significant problems. It said that the VAT refunds owed to individual companies are in the excess of costs of drilling new wells. And finally, with some international news. The Trump administration officials are worried that a tenuous ceasefire between Israel and Hamas may collapse, according to sources familiar with the situation, who told CNN that U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance traveled to Israel as part of the administration's efforts to fortify the ceasefire agreement in Gaza. He's expected to push Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to start negotiations on long-term issues for a permanent end to the war with Hamas. Two special U.S. envoys who helped negotiate the deal, Trump's Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff and his son-in-law Jared Kushner, also held talks with Netanyahu on Monday. Thanks for watching. I'm Antonio Day. Goodbye for now and be safe.
Now let's join Darwin Neblet for HGP's Sports Pulse.
Good evening, Guyana. I am Delwyn Neblet with your HGP TV Sports Pulse for today, Tuesday, October 21, 2025. Caribbean sport leaders gather in Guyana for the CANOC AGM and Workshop 2025. According to a press release dated October 18, 2025, 28 countries and more than 100 delegates from across the Caribbean and the international sporting community are being represented in Guyana this week as CANOC hosts its 23rd General Assembly and 13th Annual Workshop at the Pegasus Suites and Corporate Center. The sessions bring together key figures in regional and global sport, including Keith Joseph, the president of CANOC, Steve Stout, the honorary life president of CANOC, Jaminia Saldana, the secretary general of Pan Am Sport, Camilo Perez Lopez Moreira, the president of Odesur, Luis Mejia Oviedo, president of Centro Caribe Sports, Catherine Ford, the vice president of Tefisa, Dr. Donald Ruquer, the president of the Commonwealth Sport, Sandra Osborne, SCMSC, regional vice president of the Commonwealth Sport, and Dr. Roy McCree, Dean of the Faculty of Sport at the University of the West Indies. This year's meetings highlight a theme charting the future of authentic Caribbean sport, focusing on collaboration, good governance, and sustainable development across the region's sporting landscape. The two-day gathering follows the Olympic Solidarity Financial Management Workshop, supported by Pan Am Sports, which brought together 32 participants from 19 countries, reinforcing the shared commitment to transparency, accountability, and stronger financial governance within the Caribbean sport movement. Moving into football, 8 teams are now through to the quarterfinal of the 2025 Courts Optical Pee-wee Under-11 Championship as round of 16 action concluded at the Ministry of Education ground on Saturday. St. Pius Primary defeated Petaro Primary 2-1 as St. John the Baptist Primary also secured a 2-1 victory over Stella Maris Primary. St. Gabriel's Primary secured a 3-1 victory against Charity Primary on penalty kicks as Agatash Primary defeated North Georgetown Primary 3-2, also on penalties. West Ranville Primary thrashed St. Teresa's Primary by a whopping 5-0, while Tugville Primary fought hard to secure a narrow 1-0 victory over GIA. In the highest scoring match of the day, Lenore Primary showed their dominance on the field as they demolished Marion Academy 6-0. The final match was a 1-0 victory for Redeemer Primary over Santa Rosa Primary. More in football action continued in the Guyana Football Federation's 2025 Blue Water Shipping Under-15 Girls National Secondary Schools Championship, with 3 fixtures at the Richmond Ground in Linden and 6 fixtures at the National Training Center in Providence. In Linden, Charity Secondary and Abramsville Secondary played to a goalless draw as Warramuri Secondary won both of their games, defeating Abramsville 2-0 on the back of 1 goal each from Zabita Harris and Shanessa Thomas, and later defeating Charity 3-0 as Zabita Harris once again scored along with Erica Harris. In Providence, Man Academy edged past Westminster 1-0 as Skylar de Nobraga's strike was the difference between the two sides. Bartica would dominate against Vreden Hoop to win 3-0 as Narisma Williams scored twice and Verlerke Simon once. Bartica then thrashed Westminster 6-0 as Narisma Williams delivered a hat-trick, Khalees Williams scored a double, and Shaniza Daniels scored once. In games 4 and 5, Vreden Hoop held strong with back-to-back 0-0 draws against Marion and Westminster. Bartica would remain unbeaten as they secured a 3-0 victory over Marion in the final fixture. Advancing to the final 8 in this year's tournament will be Warramuri Secondary of Region 1, President's College of Region 4, Bushlot Secondary of Region 5, Bartica Secondary of Region 7, Anai Secondary of Region 9, Christianberg Wisma Secondary of Region 10, and Marion Academy of Georgetown. Still in football, action kicked off in the 2025 Republic Bank Under-18 Schools Football League with 4 fixtures at the Ministry of Education ground on Sunday. The first match was a 2-1 victory for defending champions Chase Academic Foundation over Abramsul Secondary as Jocelyn Haley and Isaiah Eiffel each scored once in a winning effort. Match number 2 was a keenly contested 2-1 victory for the 3 Mile Secondary over West Rhymeveld as goals came from LeBron Mendonça and Joshua James in the comeback victory. South Rhymeveld Secondary also secured a 2-1 victory over President's College as cousins Tyrese Pemberton and Jaden Edwards each scored 1 goal. The final match was a commanding 2-0 victory for the Charlestown Secondary over Dolphin Secondary as Dilshawn Allen produced a brilliant double. We conclude tonight with cricket. The West Indies tour to Bangladesh resumed with the second of 3 ODIs at the Sherry Bengal International Cricket Stadium in Dhaka earlier today. In a nail-biting thriller that ended in a super over, the Windies bounced back to secure a 1-run victory over the host in the most emphatic fashion. Winning the toss and batting first, Bangladesh were limited to 213 for 7 off of their allotment of 50 overs. Sumit Sarkar top scored with 45 from 89 as Rashad Hussain scored a blistering 39 from 14 and the captain Mahidi Hassan Miraz added 32 from 58. Gudakish Moti picked up 3 for 65 for the West Indies as both Alec Athanaze and Akhil Hussain claimed 2 wickets each in a record-breaking innings that saw the Windies bowl a full complement of 50 overs, utilizing only spinners. When the Windies responded, they too would reach exactly 213 for 9 from 50 overs as the captain Shea Hope once again showed his class to remain unbeaten on 52 from 67 and Casey Carty added 35 from 59. Rashad Hussain was once again among the wickets, taking 3 for 42 to back up his 6-4 in the previous match as Tanvir Islam picked up 2 for 42. The match then had to be decided by a super over. Batting first, the Windies scored 10 for 1 and then limited Bangladesh to just 9 as Akhil Hussain held his nerve to deliver a 1-run victory and leveled a 3-match series heading into the final fixture on Thursday. That's it for this edition of the HGP TV Sports Pulse. I'm Delwyn Neblett reminding you to stay in the game.
Call in the FBI, not just the local police. GHK LALL welcomes gold smuggling investigation. AFC member DEVIN SEARS and a 70-year-old BERBICE farmer in police custody for ganja possession. Alexander fires back at comments made by GECOM chair, says if, quote, we are not commissioners at this time, then she too shall fall in that category, end quote. University of Guyana Women in Law Association hosts Pinktober Awareness Walk. And in sport, 2025 Republic Bank's on the 18 Schools Football League kicks off. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm ALETHEA Grant. Thanks for watching.